All right, good morning, everyone. Oh, there it goes. I was wondering if the software was going to kick in. All right, good to see you, Dad. Good to see you, Bill. Awesome. Happy Tuesday, everyone. And Marla on early this morning. Good to see you, Marla. All right, I hope you guys are having an awesome Tuesday. And this is normally Chord Academy. And as you guys know, I've been doing a lot of lives for our YouTube community. And so I hope you enjoy this. If you're on our email list for our members, or you're on Chord Academy, I sent you guys Blues Volume 4. And if you're an elite member at the YouTube channel, I sent you Blues Volume 4. And if you're a musician member, I sent you one of the charts from here, so we're going to go over that today. So everyone check your links and make sure you're good to go. And I've had a lot of feedback come through on some of the licks in the newer courses. And some of them, as you know, come from a lot of the older material, which I still think, I had that bundle going on. In fact, somebody got it a little while ago, and I sent them the bundle. It's like 5 courses. It's a ridiculous, I think, a good investment for what you get. But I thought we would go through some of the old courses, actually just one course today. We'll go over a few of the licks, but I really want to focus in on a couple key things. Somebody emailed me and they said, can you break down the lick that has, I call it like an island groove. So you have this 5, 3, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and let's go ahead and pull up the lick just so I can show you guys what we're talking about. It's really awesome to see you. Good morning, Rick. Let me find where this course is. It's hidden somewhere. Oh, here we go. Okay. So let's just go down here. As you guys know, with all of these courses, they're all interactive. So wherever you want to go, you just click that thing and it takes you right there. If you want to watch the training to the video, you just click the little camera icon and it'll take you to that private listing on YouTube. So even if you don't get all of the training, if something seems fast for you, you can always go and just click the camera icon and watch the whole thing. So all the training on every example. I forgot how much I love Blues Volume 4, and it's full of awesome things. So let's go over this one that somebody asked us about. Now, this idea of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it's all blues scale notes. We have 5-2, and another thing this is teaching us is within the octave you have that blues scale. Notice that you have our 5 blues scale notes, right? But I'm going 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay, let me do something kind of important here. I want to pull up the chat, and I realize that this is a Chord Academy lesson. So you're wondering, well, why aren't we doing voicings this morning? Well, most of the time we are doing voicings, but I also like to give context to everything. And so I want to make sure that you're playing music, you're using licks or learning tunes as well. So chords without context are kind of pointless if we don't put something to go with the chord. So normally, we're learning these like C9s, F13, or 2-hand voicings, all kinds of things we can do there. But sometimes we just need to make sure we have some right-hand material and things we can use to practice as well. And as well as solo piano is super important too. All right, so in this particular lick, I want you guys to know that this is outlining that blues scale. And if you understand that, got it in the chat. Let me say hello. Good to see you, Hugh. Awesome to see you this morning. And Vance, good to see you. Very cool. Yeah, so Vance, in the membership area for musicians, you'll see this PDF right here from Blues Volume 4. And so you should just be able to click on that and it'll take you right there and you download it. And then Doug, in the Elite membership, is the entire course link. And I want to make sure that you got that as well. All right, so again, good morning to everyone. Here we go. So 5-2, and I just go 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. So notice how I'm outlining that blues scale. All right, Bill got his chorus. Very cool. Okay, so watch this. So at first, you're just going 1 and 2 and with all of these ideas, it's about locking up the hands. Like, how can you lock up the hands with the left hand. And all you have to do is you can play anything slow and straight. So 1 and 2 and. Notice that that's definitely a rub there. You've got the E against the F, 2 and 3 and 4 and. But what I love about this idea of this blues scale lick is it's teaching us a lot of things. It's teaching us to hold the top note. You know, a lot of times we'll do licks like this kind of things from Blues Volume 2, or whenever you're doing certain licks, holding the top note is a really important skill. When we do Oscar Peterson licks from Blues Volume 3, I think, I'm holding the top note. Right? And it's just a skill. It's just like everything else. We have to learn how to do that. And once you learn how to hold that top note, you'll really like it. So then I took the idea of this blues scale that we're outlining, and then we cross over, and all that is kind of a pentatonic shape. It's still part of the blues scale, but it's the F, the fourth note of the C major scale, along with the flat 7, and I go 2, 3, 2, 1. Again, one of our YouTube members asked if I could break this down, so that's one of the reasons we're doing that. But we're going to go through a couple more of the licks from Blues Volume 4, which I absolutely love. Hey, good morning. Let's see, hold up. I'm just going to call you Ohm. And Doug, good to see you. I'm glad you got the course as well. Very cool. Awesome. All right, so Vance sees the course, and he understands the concept here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, so here we go. Let's put this with the left hand. 1 and 2 and. Notice that the E is with the F. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. In fact, I think I did a short of this one example, and it's kind of popular for at least for my channel with shorts. 2 and 4 and. So in addition to getting your blues scale going, and in addition to having this top note right here, another thing is notice how you're moving up and down the keyboard, especially down in this example. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now all I did is I put a little bit extra in there. Instead of just going eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and I did this 1 and a 2 and 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4 and. See how I did a 1 and a 2 and 3 and instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, which I like both of those. But whenever you do this kind of, sometimes I like to add extra notes, and that's something else you have to practice as well. And a 2 and 3 and 4. Let me do it slowly. Okay, so another thing that I did is, since we're doing a very simple C, F blues. Wait, hold on a second. Let me just check something out. Let me check one thing out. Why is my camera not working? Interesting. Y'all didn't even tell me my camera wasn't working. Let's see what happens if I do. I'm gonna do something here. Don't panic, everyone. Don't panic. I'm just gonna try to reset something here. Boom. And then let me make sure the keyboard's working. Yeah, I have to be able to say hello to everyone. I know y'all don't need to see me, but I feel like I'm actually on the live with you guys. If we can sort of, if you can see me, then I feel like that I can see you. All right, here we go. So, do you understand how you have this idea of visualizing the first 5 notes of the blues scale? We're about to go into a different lick. I just want to make sure you guys are good. And what I was going to say is when I go to the 4 chord, which is the F, I could still do licks, because remember that if you're playing a C blues, even when I go to the F chord, I can use the C blues scale notes, and even on the G. It's just a weird, awesome thing that you can do to get away with when you have the C blues scale or you're playing a C blues. You can play it over the different chords. And one important thing as to why that works is because notice this. If I play the first 5 notes of the C blues scale and I'm on a C chord, there's my minor third, there's my sharp 4. But when I go to the F chord, watch what happens. There's the flat 7. There's the G. Little tension there, but there's the flat 7, so you can almost justify any of those things. All right, if you guys enjoyed that lick, then say yes, just so we're good. And let's move on to a different one. And that's going to get your fingers going as well as the transition. It's just 2 moves: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the second move, and then it starts over. And the only other way I'm doing that is instead of even 8th notes, you can do 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4 and kind of make it a little loose. All right, let's keep going down. Let's find a different lick that we want to learn. I do like that one. And that's the thing about those of you who have been getting the old courses. I think my original courses, quality-wise, I've come such a long way in the way we do the courses, but the content's still the same, and I think they're still really good courses. That's why I ended up doing them at $5 each. Like when I created this bundle, I'm like, man, I just need to get these PDFs in everyone's hands so that you can see that a lot of this stuff is just really good. Let's start at the top, just so you can see. So one of my students, who's actually a chord member now, he's a good friend, Dwight. He's kind of famous for this, but one day in our lesson he did this little tritone lick, and I said, Dwight, that was awesome what you just did. I said, that lick is going to be famous. Now, it's just a tritone, right? You guys see all the time, I love to do the Oscar Peterson idea of if we're doing, even our beginning blues sheet has this idea of, or any of these licks that we do where we go, it's got that tritone, which is such a neat interval, right? It's a lot of tension, right? Even when we start licks and things like that. But anyway, this in itself, it's C up to F sharp. So there's your dissonance. So even right then, notice how when I went to the 5 chord, which is G, I wanted to hear ba 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 da da, the major third. You can go a long way by outlining your thirds, right? This idea. Yes. Okay, so this idea of third. So even throwing in a little Dwight, the very first example, may go. Lots of tension there, but a fun little idea to put into our playing. Okay, let's go on to a different lick, the next one down. So this one, let's look at this one. This one has 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. That's not right. 1 and 2. Okay, 1. I don't think that's right. Hold on a second. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Man, that's actually kind of tricky. Let me do it again. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Ah, that's it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. All right, so let's break down what in the world is even happening. So once again, you have this tritone, 1 and 2 and it's getting to that sharp 9 right there. So lots of dissonance on this volume 4. 1 and 2 and notice that the E lines up with the E. We're not going to spend a lot of time with this one because this is a little bit more involved. 1 and 2 and, but then I go 3 and 4 and that's kind of what I like about this. 1. So this is kind of like, I make up a lot of weird words to describe some of the licks, like a snake slipping around or sliding around. So it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But really what it's doing is you have the 5th, and it goes down to the flat 7. And so it's still a lot of chord tones. The only one that's a little bit different is that tritone gives us a little bit of tension there, but then it does that minor third to major third. Now the fingering is written out, of course, for this. Now where in the world would you use something like this? If we go, so if I go break this up into 2 things, the first thing right here. So go. If I'm doing like maybe this, so it's just a fun way to do that. Then maybe this. Again. Now, if I had never written that out, if I didn't originally create this chorus, I would have totally forgot about a lick like that. In fact, I kind of did. But now, even after just using this lick or this idea and having the sheet music and having the fingering written out, then you can start breaking it down like this. Okay? And you can do as slow as you need to. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. So that right there makes me want to practice that lick. And then it does it on C, F, and G, which is kind of fun as well. All right, let me check the chat and see how you guys are doing. I just clicked out of that. We're gonna go until about 8:40 today, so 8:35 we'll start wrapping it up. We still have plenty of time. I like that lick. All right, and we just did the third one. Let's look at what we have coming up. All right, this next one you're gonna love. Let me check on the chat and see. Reminds you, very tricky. Agree. Okay, let's keep going. All right, this one right here is minor third to major third, and then it's really a half step below our chord tones. I absolutely love this one. So we go 1 and 2. So think of the triad, C major triad, E, C, and so you just go. And then at the end, we're going to go, actually the 6th note. So you're going to go. I'm adding that. It's just like a C, little C9 groove, sharp 9 groove. But I love this idea of, even if you, this is the only thing you take away from that, is the idea of whatever triad, if you're on a C chord, you can always go a half step below that note and then back up. On F. Even on G. And all I'm doing fingering wise is I would go 3, 4, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. You can go 2, 3 the whole way through. But that's just a certain kind of technique that you get going, and you're visualizing the triads. Let me go back here again and check on the triad. What do you guys think about that idea? That's right. You can go twice as fast as well. Yeah, but obviously you get it slowly of this. You can go, and technically you can add the tritone. That's kind of a neat thing to do. I can go. And that right there, I'm doing the C triad, but I'm approaching it with the tritone. Main thing is get it like this. And then on F, C, G. Just a fun little idea that you can do. All right, let's keep going down the list. We have about 4 minutes to cover a few more of these, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed these silly lessons. Here we go. We have, oh, this one right here. I am so glad that this is a part of example 4, number 5 for this course. Now, my favorite triad, as you guys know, is my second inversion triad. So if we're playing blues, if we're playing gospel, whatever, this first idea of 2 triads together, C up to D, and even E minor if I want that major sound. And then you can go down to your first inversion triad. But getting these triads, even in a bluesy context, so that's a third inversion triad, a C7 chord, but starting on the flat 7. So even that right here in a bluesy context, I'll do it with this bass line first. We're going to go up to F. So this idea of walking up the C7 scale, so a C major scale, all white notes, a C7 scale has the flat 7, and I'm just going C7 to F in second inversion, to G minor in second inversion, and then I can go A minor, and then I can go B flat, which I love that, and then I can go C. But what makes it even more amazing is the fact that I can go half steps down, like C, B, B flat, and I can go A minor, A flat minor, G minor, and then I can go to the 4 chord and walk it down. Now everything's written out once again, so you have this idea of, and it goes same thing on F. So then if you learn that on F, you're really getting some major ear training down when you start doing that on G. but let me just break it down one more time in the key of C, and then we have a few more we're going to do. So this idea of walking up the scale is really good. So the first, you're thinking second inversion. Now you're thinking D minor in second inversion, then C7. So even those three, I could go. And on F, I could do the same thing. G. And on C. But what I love, now here's where I want to make sure everybody's locked in, is this idea of we have, notice that I did 3 triads. I'm on the key of C, and I'm going to go C down to B flat, and I go. And I arrive at A minor. Now watch, A minor down to G minor. Now I'm at the 4 chord, which is F. Again. So we have this. And even on F, I could go. All right, let's keep going down. Yeah, that's fun. To get those triads down, you guys know that I love to use all those second inversion triads and just getting those down between second inversion and first inversion, which you know that simple, important gospel move that everybody learns, right, is you go second inversion to first inversion, root position. It's just triads, C major and D minor. That's a really important thing that we often talk about in the little gospel things that we do. Okay, let's keep going. You guys are doing awesome. We're going to round this lesson up and very soon. Now this one is a spider crawl for sure. Let me just see if I can play it. Oh, it should be a flat there. Let me just think. Yeah, that should be a flat. I think I corrected it on a different version. I'm going to tell you why I came up with this lick in just a second. I really, that may sound strange to you guys, but I love that idea of playing like that. Now, let me tell you why I came up with that idea. Is because when I started piano, I started in college and I was doing classical music and I started learning Chopin and all kinds of craziness. And so when you're doing these holding the top notes, it's all of that thinking about like Chopin. There's Chopin etudes where he's doing that all the time. But this idea of holding the top note, and then inner voicing. I think it's written F sharp, but I think it should be an F. So again. I'm gonna work on getting that smooth again. But there's so many things from a classical slash finger exercise that you're getting by doing something like that. All right, let's keep going down. This is too much fun right here. Almost done. This is what I call linear blues expression. So the same idea of minor third to major third. Let me do it right. Yeah, now what I love about this is it works on all three chords. Like you can transpose this on each chord, which it's written out. But I love the fact that it's taking an arpeggio and then it's going up like pentatonic, right? But it's going up and you're kind of getting used to moving your hands, and then watch what happens. Right here, I go 4, 5, and then I go blues scale. And then I do the tritone, which is what we said, the Oscar Peterson thing. So to me, this has a ton of work you can get done. I love that because, again, you're working your fingers in different ways. All right, this one is nice. It's the blues scale connection of this. We have... Yeah, this is an easy reason I chose this one. Minor third to major third. Coming down the blues scale, right? Remember how important that is? We go... And now blues scale takes over right here. I think originally I'd written the fingering like this. But I think I like going to 4 now. So we're gonna go, sorry, up here. Yeah, I'll change the fingering. All right, let's see what else we have here. Almost done. This one, this, guys, don't sleep on this. Let me see if that's right. Yeah. Okay, so it's written out in its entirety over all the chords. What I love about this one is this idea, but it's transposed all the way down with that extra thing you add. Right here, whole step. All right, let's keep going. Almost done. I have a bonus thing. There's a pentatonic shape. Let's see what the very last one is. All right, let's end on this one. So a bonus shape here. We're going to go... Wow, I got to do that again. So we're going to go... Do it again. All right, so as I end up on this, I want you guys to know that Blues Volume 1 and 2 and 3, they're all themed in certain ways. So Blues Volume 1, they're all full of easy ideas and some more difficult ideas. When we got to Blues Volume 4, I obviously had something in mind, and I know what it is now that I'm going through this again. It's the idea of holding top notes and some inner voicing we have. As crazy it is, I love that because it reminds me of all my classical training and just thinking about really getting those fingers working in different ways. So, let me do it. I can't remember which etude I studied that made me think of that. Let me do it a couple more times, then we'll say goodbye. All right, let's see. Wait. Which one? Oh, the linear blues connection lick. All right, let me just look. That's your number one favorite lick. All right, which one did you guys like? I'll go back through and show you guys, and then you could just put in there which one. All right, so there's the bonus lick number 2. You have this one. That's example 10. Okay, so you like the blues scale? No, the blues scale connection. I like that one. Let's see. All right, so I got you. So Vance likes this one. Yeah, that's like 3 or 4 licks in one, right? And you know, when you hear something like that, think of it like a really nice exercise because there are a couple of things that are happening. Minor third to major third. I'm also working on my left hand, locking up the hands. But then when you get to here, and all I'm doing is that's a C7 chord going up, right? So that happens. Now, when I get to here, I'm thinking blues scale shift. And I have to go flat 7 and there. And then I come here to the Oscar Peterson type tritone. Right here, a tritone. All right, and don't get overwhelmed by these ideas. I mean, this is a whole course, and each section is really kind of building on something that we did earlier. So when you see this like linear arpeggio and even this blues scale, these are things we have done before, and we're still working on getting the C blues scale, thinking about these 5 notes. And you can go almost anywhere while you're playing the blues. I can go, or I go Dwight's. I can put a little major, minor third. I could go. All right. So anyway, have fun with that. I do want to know what your favorite lick is out of all those, and it could be something as simple as number 1, Dwight's lick. All right. I thought it was fun to just go back and go through some of the old courses. And again, I think they're $5 each if you actually did the math on it. And I do have a bundle for the next couple of days that I'll do. I'll keep that up. And then again, if you're an elite member, you already have the link. And then if you're a musician member member of the YouTube channel, then I sent you one of the charts inside the membership area. And then if you're an all access or Chord Academy member, I sent you the course. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Let me say goodbye to everyone. All right, wait. Let me just look at these real quick. Descending chromatic. Rick says number 10. All right, let me just look at number 10 really quickly. Don't hang up yet. I know I'm overtime. That's a good one. Yeah, it's this right here, this idea of. Now, we know we do this all the time right here. We go, this in Blues Volume 1, this is the last example. We go, or this. Now, you talk about ear training and getting your thing down. It's third up to the root, whatever key you're in. If you say I'm in G, I go third up to the root. If I'm in C, third up to the root. If I'm in F, and it goes down to the flat 7, and it ends on the flat 7 and fifth of whatever key you're in. Now, the only thing that's different, and everybody hang on for this fun little bonus material, is that as you come down, is you go a whole step to get the transition, and then it starts over on the 5th and 3rd. Right? So, Rick, make sure you look at that fingering, everybody who likes that lick. Sometimes when I'm doing like turnarounds, I'll do like the whole thing really fast, but it's nothing fancy. I'm just going right here. That's the trick. That's the secret. All right, for me, my favorite one that I'm going to be working on is this. This is the one I think I called it like the spider crawl or something like that. So you have. Anyway, it's definitely a difficult lick. It's not an easy blues lick, but it kind of is fun to remember why I originally did that. And the idea was to build up the strength of your fingers while holding on to top notes of the blues scale while doing some inner voicings. So I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm actually technically off today, so that's why you have the little extended lesson. So I should have given you guys more context. All right, good to see you, Marla. Have fun with one of those licks, and then I would love to get an email from you guys letting me know which one that you enjoyed working on. All right, so again, good to see you, Dad. Good to see you, Bill, Marla, to Rick, to Vance, to Doug, to let's see, I got Doug, I got Hugh is in the building, Marla, of course, Rick, awesome. All right, Rick, I'll see you on Thursday, and I know we have a holiday in the US of A this Friday. All right, guys, see you on the next one.